Well, good morning, everyone. This showed up on my doorstep, and I think we're going to step back to 1934 and look at a handmade Parlor guitar, and it needs a lot of work, but I picked it up as a project, and I thought I'd share that with you today. So let me get this box opened up, and let's take a little look back at 1934 and see what was made. Well, I got it out of the box. It had peanuts in there. I hate those peanuts. But anyways, I'm getting ready to take it out of its bubble wrap. And it looks like it shipped perfectly. And just so you know, I purchased this online. And it's coming from a company called Golden Pickups USA, and it's a vintage instrument. It's a handmade instrument from 1934, and there's not a lot of history on it, but it does have a signature and the date on the inside about. There's a considerable amount of work that needs to be done to bring this up to playable condition, but I do believe it can be brought to. Well, that didn't work. Hold on one second. Okay, I'm back. So, a little technical difficulty from a not-so-technical person. Okay, here we go. So I'm going to open this up, and then we'll take another look at it. I don't want to bore you with all the box openings and the wraps opening, but I'm excited about seeing what's inside here, knowing its age, and knowing that it has a story to tell. Okay, so stay tuned. Okay, so here we have it. And as you can see, this is a hand-carved headstock with some very old tuners on it. And the tuners have some parts missing, but for the most part, I think they can be repaired. It's wanting to, there we go. Let's see that. And whoever did this headstock did a beautiful job carving it. And the person's last name is Addison. I know this because I saw a picture inside that you won't be able to see of his signature, JW Addison. And it says 1934, and it's way at the base. Plus, there's a couple other places where he put his name. But John Addison also added an A at the headstock. And it looks like he has an ebony nut on here, which is going to have to be replaced. And you look at the fingerboard. Excuse me, it looks like some kind of rosewood. It's very dirty, and the frets will need to be replaced, especially because it looks like somebody tried to put one here, and it's much bigger than the others, and all the frets have sharp edges, and there's been shrinkage here, so the frets are sticking out. But the fingerboard itself looks like it's in good shape, and the dots, abalone dots, are all look to be in good shape. Here's an interesting thing. Look inside there, see if I can get it to focus. There we go. You see back in there? I think that's what they call a through neck, because that's the end of the neck itself. And it's wedged in there. So it's not quite like a dovetail. It's just a neck that's been wedged inside, which that ought to be interesting. You can see he tried to start his last name here as well. And the side is quite dirty. And I'm not sure if I can get this to focus inside, but if you were to look down in, there we go, you'll see all of the handmade braces. Looks like one might be missing. And the braces are all falling off, so the back's going to have to come off. There's a bug back there. It's quite dirty. It's a lot of cleaning that needs to be done. And the top is quite dirty, but that looks like a pretty beautiful piece of spruce. Solid spruce. And this is with a tail piece. It looks like they have some wood binding on the top. It's in really good shape, so I'm going to try to preserve all of that. I will not be messing with the finish or anything. I'm just going to clean this top up. There's some cracks in here that are all repairable. There's one here, a stress fracture that from the inside I can probably do a better job at fixing that. I don't know if you can see it. There it is. See it? It'll probably need a filler of some sort, like a little piece of spruce veneer stuffed up in it with some glue. We'll bring that together. And let me just back up here a little bit. Now let's take a look at the back. Hold on one second. This is so cool. I don't know what that wood is. If anybody out there has a clue, is that koa? Walnut? It's not rosewood and it's not mahogany. At least I don't think so. Now here's a piece of mahogany, I think. This is the hand carved, beautifully hand carved at that. There we go, let's get that in. There it is. It just has such character. It is going to be a lot of fun to take apart, try to get it to sing again after all these years. And it looks like the top it's hard to do this and talk to you at the same time, but as you can see, this top's going to have to come off, and I will be doing that with two hands, so I don't want to break it. But it's interesting the way it's attached here. It's like an extra piece was put in there to smooth it out. I don't like the way this thing is focusing. I apologize for that. So there you have it. The Addison, whoever you are, John Addison, 1934. And let me see if I can get the back off and I'll show you that too. Okay, I'm right down to the very last of it. I loosened it up. So let's pull this thing off. It came off real easy. I just went around with a little spatula very easily and very carefully lifted it from the old, looks like hide glue. And let's take a look and see what's on the inside. All right, well, there we have it. There's his name. This is very cool. A lot of moldy dirt. All that's going to get cleaned. And we've got braces that need to come off, and some will get cleaned up, and I'm going to try to reuse the braces if I can. Otherwise, I'll have to just make some. Okay. So there's the back. Let's look at the top. And I think I'm going to put something in here to spread this just to keep it in shape so that that top will go back on again easily. Ooh, what's that? That looks like it's sometimes something lived in there. Found itself a home. And you can see some of these. These are not braces. This is their bridge plate. That's interesting. There's that neck I told you about. Coming out from that side. If anybody has any input on this, please share it. I'm going to have to do a little research about how this is done and how to get it off. It probably will be easy to get out if I can just put some steam in there and get that hot. It should slide out if that's hide glue, which I think it is. But we shall see. You can see some wedges in here where they tightened it up with wedges. Let me just turn on my... There we go. That's much better, isn't it? There you go. Wow. So there's a considerable amount of work to do in here, but I thought I'd share with you a little history from here in the United States. A little Americana, a guitar that's handmade, and certainly enjoyed a lot of playing, by JW Addison. I'm assuming JW. Well, did that say John? Yes. Nope. It said JW. I'm assuming J is John. Could be Jacob. But anyways, we'll call him John for now. And seeing that was a popular name back then. All right. Well, thanks for looking at this, and I'll be coming back with the progress on this instrument as we go along. I'll share a few pieces. Oh, let's take a look at the neck real quick, because this is a hand carved. Please excuse my messy tabletop here. I need to change out that carpeting. I have a piece to put on there. Before I get started, I'm going to do a little cleanup in here, but I just find the hand carving on this to be absolutely beautiful. And if it could tell a story, it would speak. Definitely. Those are plastic knobs. All right. I don't know, maybe I won't have to take the neck off. I'm just not sure yet. I need to measure it and see where it's at and whether or not it's loose like everything else. It probably just needs to come off, but I don't want to break it, so we'll see. We'll see. We gotta think about this. Move slowly. What's that? Oh, another initial. You want to make sure everybody knew it was his. JW Addison. Very cool. Well, when you put this kind of work with it, with the tools that they had then, which is not like today, everything's done by machines, and we have so many precise instruments and tools to work with, that it changed the game quite a bit from when things were handmade like this. All right. I'll be coming back with you on the Addison guitar in the future.